On December 13th, 2024, the Health and Safety Executive outlined its proposed phased restriction on lead ammunition. The changes are going to affect rifle shooters and shotgun shooters with rifle ammunition and shotgun ammunition, not only for live quarry shooting, but also for clay target and target shooting. Below is a link to the 124-page document outlining the proposed phased restriction. However, now we are going to summarize what it contains, although it's worth taking the time to sit down and read through that, especially the parts that will affect you the most. In proposing these options to address the risks identified as not being adequately controlled, the agency has considered their appropriateness in terms of effectiveness, practicality, monitorability, and enforceability. They've done that with the REACH Independent Scientific Expert Pool, and they've done that with Cranfield University Center of Defense Engineering. Basically, what they're looking to do is hit those 4 points. They need the ammunition replacement to lead to be effective. They need it to be practical. They're also going to need to be able to monitor this change and enforce the rules as we go along. In the document, the HSE states that evidence taken from shot water birds available for sale at game dealers suggests that current compliance with domestic regulation is low and that further action needs to be taken. Starting with shotgun ammunition, lead shot will be prohibited for live quarry shooting entirely. They state that this is due to its toxic effects on wildlife and contamination of soil and water. A transition period of 5 years has been proposed, giving shooters time to adapt. Given that we were asked in 2020 to have a voluntary phase out, a lot of us have already tried steel and a lot of the manufacturers are already making great headway for live quarry shooting ammunition. The transition period of 5 years will be from the date of legislation, not from the date of this document, so we're still waiting for an exact date of the 5-year transition. Given how much progress we've seen from shotgun ammunition manufacturers over the last 5 years, I'd like to think that in 5 years' time we're going to be steps ahead again. Currently we've seen steel shot and biodegradable shot cups come leaps and bounds, not forgetting there's things like bismuth and tungsten for those who cannot shoot steel through their guns. They have put a degradation in place, meaning there is an exemption, if you like, for Olympic shooters. That is a restricted amount of ammunition and only for certain athletes shooting those Olympic disciplines, meaning we can still compete fairly on a world stage. For rifle ammunition, it's a little bit more complicated. The use of lead rifle ammunition will also be restricted. This has been put in place because of concerns of lead fragments entering the food chain, as well as being harmful to wildlife and humans when left in the environment. For rifle shooters, there is already a huge amount of good non-lead ammunition out there, and they recommend moving to copper. Remember, there's already a number of countries and places in the world you cannot hunt with lead rifle ammunition, and so manufacturers have been making good quality copper rifle bullets for a long time, although we've seen great developments over the last decade and will continue to see great developments, I'm sure. There are going to be degradations in place for this as well, exemptions if you will, for those shooting calibers under .240 of an inch and shooting animals not entering the food chain. There's also going to be some degradations in place for large bore target rifles when used on a range. When reading the full document, you'll be able to see the full reasons for the change. It states that lead exposure poses serious risk to wildlife, domestic animals, and humans, especially children. The whole move is designed to support human health and conservation and aligns with existing efforts across Europe. They will be enforcing these new laws, and after the transition, the use of lead ammunition will be illegal, other than in the certain degradations and exemptions. Potential penalties will likely be fines and enforcement actions under the UK REACH regulations. For more information, you can head to the National Gamekeepers Organisation website or to the link in the description to read the original document. Keep your eyes on that NGO website for any updates as they come.